Welcome to Nashville football fans. A great look here inside of Nissan Stadium. Today, we're ready for an entertaining battle. It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tennessee Titans. Glad you could join us, everyone. Alongside Brock Hewitt up in the booth, I'm Kate Scott. And this contest isn't quite the level matchup that typical good games are born from, partner. One side clearly favored over the other.
Yeah, well, you know where this comes from? A trap game. That's where this comes from. In any sport, from the NFL to basketball to soccer, playing at home, we know this can be the great equalizer that gives the steepest underdogs a fighting chance, and you can feel it in the building today.
I was going to say, you can already hear this home crowd rallying in support of that upset. Set to go is the kicker, Harrison Butker. And away we go from Nashville. Here's Chimere DK on the return. Good work so far. He's got room. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. So the Titans ready for their opening drive of the game. Leading them out, the #1 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft out of Miami. It's Cam Ward.
We talk all the time, Kate, of the NFL at times being a copycat league, and there's no question the success of Penix and Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels and all of their experience they brought to the NFL game was attractive to Tennessee, taking Cam Ward 1-1. This guy has been there and done it and seen it all at the college level. Now he's got to bring that experience and watch it flourish in the NFL.
The first carry here for Tony Pollard. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Leo Chanel able to bring him down.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Out of the shotgun, it's Ward. Finds his man, it's Van Jefferson. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
And the Titans first down.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
First down throw here for Ward. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Second down and 19 yards to go after that sack. Ward off the play fake. On him again, and he goes down again. And hopefully they'll have some better blocking on the next play because that was not good. Brings up 3rd down.
Kind of feel like we're watching a welcome to the NFL moment for this rookie quarterback. Hey, kid, yeah, the rush gets here a little bit faster at this level than it does the college game.
Not an enviable spot as they come up 3rd and long. Third and long for him here. Completed over the middle. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Defenses are fine with surrendering that completion if it means making the stop short like they did and bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, I like when these defensive coordinators say they want to populate the ball. And that was a perfect example of it. Don't let the playmaker get started.
Here comes the Titans punting unit. That's taken at the 15. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. So here come the Chiefs, taking the field for their first drive of the game. They're brought out by the 7th-year pro out of Washington State. You and I have known this guy for a long time, Brock. It's Gardner Minshew.
Kate, I don't know how many people know the story of Gardner Minshew and how close he was to becoming a GA and coaching. Mike Leach got on the phone with him and said, hey, why don't you take one more swing at this thing? Come out to Pullman, Washington, and lead my pirate ship. And all he did with that mustache was light the college football world on fire. And all he's been in the NFL with multiple organizations is that same spark plug that just makes something happen.
Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
From the shotgun, Minshew. He takes it himself. And Minshew going to hit the turf safely here with enough to get his guys a fresh set of downs.
A gain of 19 yards. That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs. First down. A gain of 19 yards. And a first down.
When a play breaks down, every once in a while, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on that ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that one.
New set of downs for him. They'll start at the 38. And he has it along the sideline, but he got a little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We've got 2nd down.
There is not a route you throw as a quarterback where timing is more important than that outcut. If you are a millisecond late in this game, with the speed of these players, that ball is far and wide.
After the incompletion, still at the 38, it's 2nd and 10. Minshew working from the gun. That's complete, Isaiah Pacheco. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a Chiefs first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
He tucks it and takes off.
Kid, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But the net's the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Out of the gun, Minshew. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So it's going to be 3rd and short coming up. All right, partner, testing the perimeter early there. Coverage held up. Could be a tough day for those outside receivers to make an impact.
Okay, partner, testing you here. You've heard me say this a lot. Okay, coordinator's job is to get you man-to-man coverage, and your job is
to win it. And they're going to down him by contact as they've got enough for a new set of downs.
Everybody understood the assignment right there. For one guy, the quarterback, get the snap and make the marker. For the other 10, drive like mad, push like crazy, and create that space for the first.
A successful opening drive, nearing field goal range now. It's first down at the 41. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
I can promise you that is a throw, and it's a quarterback when it leaves your hands, you do not want to flirt with as this game goes on. That is a prime one that DB can cut off and take the other way.
After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10. Minshew looking to throw. Here comes the pressure, and he's going to be dropped by the Titans. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Kid, all the data lately has taught us really clearly. Sacks, negative yardage plays. They not only just destroy that play, they destroy drives. Well done, defense.
Will this drive continue? Here comes 3rd down. Here he goes, 3rd and long.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? They chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
The Chiefs looking to punt on fourth down, so on comes Matt Ariza to handle it. The Titans offense out to the field, ready for their second drive. And they're playing with a chance to take the lead right here. Get a nice little cushion in what has been an otherwise really close game.
Yeah, and really the mindset, Kate, is this has got to be the drive. When you break the huddle, you look at each other and say, right now, these are the moments that tilt the game in our favor. Because you know if you don't get it done, you've given your opponent that opportunity.
Titans to the line now. 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Ward. That throw finds Okonkwo. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
Okay, I can promise you that's one of those play-action plays they've repped over the week during practice. The both quarterback and tight end went to bed last night thinking, man, I hope this one's called. And when it is, I hope we have just a little space to operate. That play-action works beautifully, and the tight end, the beneficiary.
Now Ward's going to hang on to it. And they'll start some work to do now on third down as he only manages to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Man, it is tough to fool this defense with how they just react to these plays, Kate. They held that line, the QB keeper, it gets 0.
3rd and just 2 to go. Throwing now on 3rd and 2. He beams one deep right side. And they really went for it on third down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down. Well, they connected on 3 straight before that throw, Brock. Might not be perfect anymore on this drive, but they are still moving it well.
And I don't expect that one to interrupt his progress very long. They're still on a mission this series, and he's the one driving it.
Another punt brings Johnny Hekker back to the field. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. Now for the second time, we get a look at this Kansas City offense. And in a tie game, we've been sensing a breakthrough coming, Brock. Might this be the drive where we finally see one side get the edge over the other?
Well, if it is, Kate, you know and I know it's about play-to-play execution, and more than likely, making sure they can convert in some of those situational downs.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Left side, it's caught by Rice. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
That's really good instinct by the eyes up in the sky. The play caller seeing space on the perimeter, a well-timed screen, and a positive gain out of it.
Just a yard left to go on 2nd down. He finds Brown, right side. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
It's a gain of 2.
It's a meager 2-yard gain, but that's enough to award them the 1st down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
So fresh set of downs now from the 39. Throwing on first is Minshew. Finding Brown back-to-back plays. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Kansas City Chiefs, 1st down.
And that right there is about the best you could hope for against double coverage. Good chunky yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the defense that gets burned, and that is just demoralizing. You got double coverage, you got what you want, and 2 guys can't stop one.
Hunt trying things up the gut. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackled for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11. And it's not just you quarterbacks, Brock Heward, who've got to have short memories. You tell me this too, defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
Here's Minshew. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete. No luck luck finding his receiver that time. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on 3rd down. Throw here, 3rd down. And he didn't get enough into that throw. That's low and incomplete, so they're going to be facing 4th down coming up.
Kate, you know I talk to you all the time about these money downs and 3rd downs and the plan you got to have. It's kind of like a manufacturing plant. You've got to manufacture open looks, and that time, the plant was closed.
Another punt coming up. Matt Ariza to do the honors once again. And as this hits and heads out, we wait for the mark, but it should be right on the 20. The Titans ready to take over on offense. By this point, partner, they are through that opening script, through trying to establish their offense, and yet still no points. Thinking it might be time to start switching things up a little bit, tear up the old game plan and start fresh.
Well, I promise you that's what's buzzing on the headsets and over on the sidelines and in the huddle. Got to find a way to just get into some sort of rhythm.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
When you get that jet sweep to the outside, you have to. You have to get vertical. There is just too much team speed in today's NFL if you don't go north and south.
Went the wrong way on 1st down, Brock. Here comes 2nd and 12. Shotgun snap now to Ward. And that was just a little bit too low to be brought in.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Chance here for one final play before the end of the quarter. Ward's going to throw here on 3rd. Past the line, he's going to run for it. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. So that connection for a first will bring us to the end of the first. Couple of zeros on the board right now. More from Nissan Stadium coming up after the break. We're ready to go with the second quarter, and it's Titans football. They've got a first to begin the frame. From the gun, they go with Pollard. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play. It just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer. Find the lane quicker. The defender may be a half step late, and this could have been much, much more exciting.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Ward now. They're setting up the screen. It's Pollard. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Tennessee first down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Now a toss. It's Pollard. He's out of bounds after a gain of about 8, so a nice pickup there. 2nd and 2.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Nice run last play. Sets up 2nd and 2. From the gun, it's Ward. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And brings up 3rd down.
Jaden Hicks there defensively.
Here he is on 3rd and short. works for this defense in this contest, and that one forces a fourth down.
To get home and hit and impact the quarterback at this level, well, typically you got to do what this defense is doing, and that's keeping an offense off balance. Change up your looks, rotate your personnel, throw in some wrinkles, and once again, go hit that quarterback.
Johnny Hecker on now to punt. And they could really use a good one here. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And not his best punt here. He drops it several yards into the end zone. That's going to lead to a touchback. The Chiefs offense set to take over again. And it's been a very slow start offensively. Let's see if this drive is the one they can break through and put up the game's first points. Chiefs coming up to the line here. It's 1st and 10. Now Minshew. Deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. And the offense is there to recover, but they're still stuck inside their own 10.
Well, I think you know the only thing redeeming about that play, Kate.
They got the ball back.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, they got the ball back, but a whole lot longer down in distance.
So they keep the football, but now they face 2nd and long. Minshew to throw. Finds him over the middle. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Not met many receivers in my life that don't love the spotlight, but you got to earn your place there. The easy way to do it, catches just like that, going up into double coverage and making the play anyway.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. 3rd and long, they're going to throw. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
In real estate, Kate, it's location, location, location. In football, it's rhythm, rhythm, rhythm. And you don't get 3rd down conversions, you get no rhythm.
Pushing it up past the 30. And he's brought down before the return gets far. So now here comes the Titans on offense. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
Throwing now on 1st down. Ward. That's complete to Alec Iomana. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
And they'll only find 1 yard up the gut, 2nd down.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, it's Ward. He finds Helm, right side. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Now Ward. Got TK, complete. He's going to be stopped, but not before dealing some damage. He's down to the 12. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset.
For a Titans first down. first and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Coming to the line for another first and 10. Working inside the red zone. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Second down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass. Up the middle, here goes Pollard. Trying to find a cutback upfield, but nothing doing. They take him down for a loss.
You see that sweep blown up before it gets to the outside, you know defensively, tremendous anticipation, but even more, better execution.
Third down, Chiefs going with a dime. Third and long for him here. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up fourth down.
Hey, that's not an easy thing to do, Cade. Not against quarterbacks and the red zone offenses in this league, but what a tremendous effort to not only get the stop, but to end it with gusto and a sack.
The Titans will turn to their kicker, Joey Sly, here on fourth down, looking for this field goal. It's on the right hash for this 39-yarder. Sly's kick is up and good. And they're on the board.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
All set for the kickoff. Sly with the honors. It's Brashard Smith now with the return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Kansas City offense set to take the field. And coming off our first points of the ball game, they're going to take over now trailing 3-zip. Now Kansas City looks settled in and ready. Here we go. First and 10. Out of the gun, Minshew has him on the quick hitter. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Five still to go here. This is second down. Minshew working from the gun. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. That one gains 7. And it's going to be first down, Kansas City.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
They kick the running back in motion. First and 10, Minshew. On the move, headed right. Get some space around midfield. And he's going to be brought down in enemy territory now at the 46. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's a Chiefs first down.
Well, I can tell you what, that was the goal from the moment he took off. Kept his eyes locked on the chains and made sure he set them up with a new set of downs. Well done.
Running out of the gun with Pacheco. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This gets down inside the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. First and 10 from the 32.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the shotgun, Minshew. And finds Pacheco out of the backfield. And he's tackled for a short gain.
Kid, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Minshew setting up to throw. This one's to Rice out on the right side. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And it's going to be first down, Kansas City.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Offense getting set. Here's first and 10.
Kansas City.
From the red zone on first. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
After the incomplete pass, here comes second and 10. Sticking in the air with Minshew. Chased out to his right. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. The Chiefs signal for a timeout. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
It's been an 8-play drive, and on play number 9, now 9 is what they need on third down. Here he goes, third and long. And that one's incomplete. For now, he brings up fourth. Let's see what this penalty flag is all about. Don't want to give them another shot at third down, so they'll bring up fourth while they can and decline the flag. So on fourth down, the Chiefs field goal unit and Harrison Butker headed out. This 32 yards out on the right hash. Butker knocks it through. And that's going to tie us up just before halftime.
You always feel like you leave a few points on the field when you kick it from here. But they don't wind up empty-handed on the drive. And the kicker, he gets to pad his stats a little bit with the high percentage make.
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Now on the return, here's DK. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Titans offense headed out just before halftime. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive. First down throw here for Ward. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Watson.
Going down the middle, as you can see, you're giving them a real chance at making that pick. Might be a case of trying to force one where he shouldn't have. And you're sure hoping as a quarterback you learn your lesson on that one.
The Chiefs getting out there on offense one last time in this opening half. There's enough time they can work into field goal range before actually attempting one as time expires. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. Minshew on first down. Short pass brought in. They get there to take him down right around the 41. Timeout taken by Kansas City. It's second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
Second down now. They need 7. Tight end going in motion here. Throwing here, Minshew. Completed over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. The Chiefs will use their third and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
First and 10 from the 32. Minshew looking to throw. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
Butker knocks it through. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
And with that one, you're going to see some salty, foul moods in that locker room. You hate all turnovers, but that one led to 3 points, and you hate those even more.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And it looks like we're going to have time for one more play here, Brock, as this one goes for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. Back to throw it. He's trying to lay this one in deep down the right side. And his final shot of the half will not connect. That falls incomplete. No time remaining in our first half. Dealing with some time constraints, it seems. We'll bypass halftime and get right back to the action. All set for the kickoff. Sly with the honors. On the return, here's Nico Remigio. He's stopped on the run back at the 27. The Chiefs have their offense out to start this third quarter. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every first down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up and maybe more importantly, sharpen up.
Throwing on first is Minshew. He's going to keep it this time. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
13 yards on the play.
As much as you'd like to find a completion and get the ball out of your hands, when a play breaks down, you've got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on his ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays.
Play action, it's Minshew. Out left, Worthy makes the grab. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark it.
To get absolutely blasted, you've got to deliver an accurate throw just like that.
2nd and 3 now. Pacheco gets it from the gun. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that's a Chiefs first down.
What a great sign to start the second half for this offense, because with a lead, well, the ground game becomes your best friend, the centerpiece for this offense, trying to chew up that clock.
First and 10 from the 43. Takes the handoff. Now Minshew. Finds him over the middle. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Well, nothing very fancy about that. That's just a textbook curl route. I think they were running curl routes last century, and it's a play that works a high percentage of the time then, just like it did now.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Now Minshew. A throw left side, caught by Brown. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
First down now, ball at the 33. They'll give this up the middle to Pacheco. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Here's Minshew. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
He's counting his lucky stars. That one isn't headed the other way right now. That is not the time to challenge double coverage.
7 yards to go.
This 8-play drive might be on its last legs here, partners. They try to figure out this 3rd and 7. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that is 3 sacks for this defense in this contest, and that one forces a 4th down.
No question, this guy is a student of the game, and he's putting in the study hours, researching any weakness in these linemen and taking advantage of it. Once we hit game day right here, Kate, the students become the teacher, and what a lesson he's performing.
So on 4th down, the Chiefs field goal unit and Harrison Butker headed out. This is going to be a tough one, 55 yards away. And this one had a brief chance, but not a good kick in the end. He misses it. And they are unable to double their lead.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
Out come the Titans for another offensive possession. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. Good starting field position for the Titans. They've got it, 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Pollard. Great work there to evade the tackle, but the rest of the run, pretty forgettable. No gain there. Their dominance against his ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times do you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop the run.
And they've been doing it.
Shotgun snap now to Ward. And back-to-back passes that should have been intercepted. 2 great chances to take it away. Both of them dropped, Brock, and now they stay out there for 3rd down. Well, he already has himself 1 interception in this game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse, kind of sprinkle into your passing game. Because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when 1 pick becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, and on and on.
A 6-yard run, and now they've got 4th down.
6 yards.
Hey, that's a pretty modest pickup for a QB keeper. On a traditional handoff, you'll take that yardage, but those QB keepers, so many times, they're really designed, Kate, for chunk plays in my double digits, and they nearly got it there.
They'll send out the punting unit. And this one's away and looking good. Nice angle on this one, headed towards the sideline. You are not going to see a better punt than that. He picked the perfect angle, and it flies out of bounds at the 1. No chance at a return. Chiefs coming up to the line here. It's 1st and 10. Run with Gray. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 7, Brock, to begin this drive.
I can safely say, Kate, that's exactly what you want offensively. Exactly what you want to do to get out of the shadow of your own goal line, get a good push, get a good gain, get some positive yards. Job well done.
After that little 8-yard scooch, here comes 2nd and 2. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that leaves him with 3rd and short.
This defense, they had a plan. And they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
Here he is on 3rd and short. The deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on 3rd down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. 4th down coming up.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and incomplete.
The Chiefs bringing out their punt team. Matt Ariza, the one to send it away. And he gets it away from his end zone. He'll start from the 39. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. We'll get another look at this Tennessee offense. And as they get set, partner, gotta imagine they're bringing some urgency with them to the field this drive, too.
Yeah, I think you and I both know in calling these NFL games, that sense of urgency can be replaced by full-blown panic in a hurry. So find a way to possess the ball and, more importantly, score some points.
Good starting field position for the Titans. They've got it. 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Ward. This is thrown towards a defender instead, and he's the one who makes the play on the football. That's not what this offense wants. Incomplete on 1st down.
He's really starting to just about exhaust every option and trick he's got at his disposal. That time, trying to test him outside the pocket, extend the play, there was just nowhere to go with it.
No luck on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Ward. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down. 3rd and long for him here. And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down.
Kate, as a quarterback, that is so rough. Incomplete, incomplete, incomplete. You're going to go to the sidelines, you're going to look at that tablet, and you're going to try to figure out how in the heck do we turn this around.
Baby, there's way too much behind that kick, and he knew it. That's all the way over the end zone for a touchback. The Kansas City offense back out there and set to go. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Now Kansas City looks settled in and ready. Here we go. 1st and 10. They'll go play action. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down. He's been a frequent target throughout this game, Brock. We've seen that coverage tighten up a little bit more on him every time the ball's thrown his way.
Well, hasn't taken him off the board completely. He's still beating them for some catches, but that heightened focus defensively does lead to moments like that one where what would normally be a catch falls incomplete.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark. Really, from the first snap through this second half, there have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered. That's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it's going to be first down, Kansas City.
Kid, I can't tell you how good.
Brian Callahan, an unhappy camper along that sideline. He's got the challenge flag out.
The previous play is under review.
So what we're all looking for here, did he secure the catch and maintain it while also getting both feet down?
Yeah, this is why it's a perfect look. This is why teams scout body control and field awareness for these pass catchers. For moments like this. He did not have much margin for error, and it happens oh so fast.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
New set of downs for him from the 31. Minshew working from the gun. Tried to float that one in, and defender's there for the interception. And the Titans will be down inside the opposing 35 as they take over after that interception. Well, great team defense here. Somebody hit him in there, caused that pass to float on him a bit, and it gave the linebacker time to race in and make the interception.
And you know what team stands for, right? T-E-A-M. Together, everyone achieves more. It took all of them together. Took that rush to impact the quarterback. It took that linebacker to deliver on the other end, a critical takeaway.
So they'll head up here, 1st and 10 from the 34. Trying the inside handoff to Pollard. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down. After that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
31-yard line.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Ward's going to hang on to it. Decided to keep it, but couldn't escape the pressure there. They catch it behind the line.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the Booth Cape, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Ward's going to throw here on 3rd. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up 4th down.
Kate, I can already read the headlines tomorrow. This offensive line can't protect. This offensive line. But it's more than that. When you give up 5 sacks in a game, it's a complete breakdown of everybody offensively. Play caller, quarterback, offensive line. Yeah, they're going to have to regroup and figure out how to protect this quarterback first and foremost.
On now comes their punter. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. So this one goes out of bounds inside the 20, but not by much. They're giving him the 18-yard line. The Chiefs offense out to take over. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Back to work after throwing the pick. Stepping up, and he's going to run. And he's going to be stopped after reaching up to the 33. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
I can promise you, that was the goal from the moment he took off. He kept his eyes locked on the chains, and it's almost like he had a spidey sense. He knew exactly where to get in order to move the sticks and get that critical first down.
1st and 10, Minshew. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And their 4th sack of the game right there brings up 2nd down.
That was a situation where I think the previous drive, really affected the decision-making there. Coming off a pick, he wasn't about to challenge the coverage. Instead, well, he just took his medicine.
So after the sack, quite the situation they find themselves in. Here comes 2nd and 22. They send a man in motion. Out of the gun, Minshew has him on the quick hitter. And the gain only about 2 before he heads out. That means they're going to face 3rd down.
A 3-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd down.
Pressure coming. It's Minshew. Good strike downfield to Kelsey. And they are all the way across midfield before he's brought down. So a timely moment for a big play, and they get the first on 3rd and 19.
Good for a Kansas City Chiefs. First down. A gain of 30. And a first down, Chiefs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And he nearly gets them into the red zone as he's down at the 22. They get 23 on that one. And that's a Chiefs first down.
Another Kansas City Chiefs first down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
3 quarters in the books from this one. It's Chiefs football trying to carry this lead across the finish line. Bringing the offense up to the line. 1st and 10. Running up the middle, Pacheco. And they corral him after a minimal gain to the 21. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
From the shotgun, Minshew. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down. Well, even with the pick on that last drive, partner, he was showing no hesitation whatsoever.
Now, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you've got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect your next decision. I'll say this as well. In the NFL, you throw into coverage too many times, there will be more interceptions.
He gets it to Rice. He's going to be short of that goal line, Brock, but not of the marker. They've got a 1st and goal.
A gain of 19 yards. And a Kansas City Chiefs first down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
They'll try to run with Pacheco. And he's in for the touchdown. The Chiefs making a 9-point advantage. It's an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown. Made the right read on the RPO inside the red zone, Brock, and things worked out.
And you know what is so key about these RPOs? It's that mesh point. It's the details right there, not immediately giving any indication of what they were going to do, and it created, Kate, the slightest of hesitations for the defense, and that slightest opportunity is all he needed to hit the end zone.
Butker with the extra point. And the Chiefs make it a 10-point ball game.
Chiefs 13, Titans 3.
Butker on now to kick this one away. Now on the return, here's DK. This makes it up to the 25. So the Tennessee offense headed out for another series. This could be the decisive drive. Down 2 scores late. They've got to find some points to get it back within 1. Tennessee to the line. 1st and 10. Ward off the play fake. Nowhere to go with it, so he's just going to throw this one away.
Kate, I got to believe he harkened back to that earlier pick and thought the better and make it another. Getting outside the pocket, he was either going to try to run for it, had nowhere to go, so he simply threw it away.
Another try from the 25. It's 2nd and 10. Running right, here's Pollard. And he's going to work ahead for a couple here. It's 3rd down now.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. To the air on 3rd and long. He has the first over the middle. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st and 10 here. Ward. Hits him on the out route. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
The smartest pass catchers I've ever been around, they know how to set up an outcut beautifully. They recognize when they have leverage, how to sell the deep route, and then boom, they just break it out as if it's nothing.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. Going now on 1st down. Ward. And we put everything he's got behind it. This is caught inside the 15. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
Titans 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play, and that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
They'll run here on 1st down. I love the call, Brock, but wrong situation there. The defense closes that sweep out behind the line.
One of the challenges when you run that jet sweep is you better secure that edge. I've not seen a great jet sweep in my life where you don't win the edge of the line of scrimmage, and that time, the defense got the job done.
All right, a couple yards to make up, Brock. Time to rediscover the magic on this drive. Here's 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Ward. He brings it in. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
Ooh, the hard count worked. Somebody jumped. I think this is going to give them the first.
Encroachment defense.
Broke the plane before the snap, and that's going to give the offense some free yardage.
Still third down.
Penalty almost gave them a new set of downs, Brock. After the flag, all they need is a yard here on third. They'll run here following the penalty. He's fighting all he can, but won't get that final yard. They're going to have fourth down coming up.
A gain of 1.
These are the moments, and these are the kind of calls, Kate, that this offensive coordinator makes his money. You just get, well, you get stuffed on a run, and now you got 4th and goal. What are you going to do?
The Titans will turn to their kicker, Joey Sly, here on 4th down, looking for this field goal. This is a chip shot from the left hash. Kicked well, and this is good! And it pulls them back within 1 score here in the 4th.
That kick obviously gets it back to a 1-score game. Now the real question, Kate, how good do those onside kicks look at warm-ups? How good do they look all week in practice? Is it time to pull out the onside kick, or trust your defense with 2 timeouts in your pocket?
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Here's Smith on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25. The Chiefs are back onto the field, led by Gardner Minshew. And you may as well call him a constant headache that this defense has had to deal with all game long. I mean, they game plan to slow down his passing work, but it's been his rushes that have really broken the spirit of this unit. First call here coming from the shotgun. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. And he's going to be stopped right around the 37. And it's a gain of 12 on that one. And it's going to be first down, Kansas City.
That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs. First down.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
That's worthy of running the slant. And he has it right near midfield here. Looks like about a yard short. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's a Chiefs first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
Minshew on first down. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. Had that one, but just couldn't see it through. So second down coming up.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
On 2nd and 10 now, Minshew. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. Travis Kelce, the intended target. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. He's back to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And now it's 5 sacks for them in this one. Man, this defense is eating. Latest brings up 4th down.
Just an incredible effort out of him today. And the type of performance, frankly, that elevates the energy level of all 10 guys around him. What a game he's got going.
Kansas City sends out its punt team. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. The Titans ready to take over on offense. And the last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Titans to the line now. 1st and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Pollard. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. Give him 5 on that carry. Bringing up 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
So gain of 5 on that first down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd. Now Ward's going to hang on to it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, it's really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning for them to use, Brock. Here's 1st and 10. They give to Pollard from the gun. And 2nd down's going to be a good bit tougher. He can't even get back to the line. This play loses yards. That's the 2-minute warning here in Nashville. Titans down by 7. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Now looking to throw with Ward. Short pass brought in. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
The Chiefs adding a man to their secondary for this 3rd down. Looking to throw it. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
That is just a nice stretch of some reps there defensively. Really one of the areas when you watch college game to the NFL game that there is a vast difference. And that's the tightness of coverage. These windows of opportunity are small, and they could not find a completion.
Desperation time here. And it's incomplete. They dialed up their best effort, Brock, but they come up empty. That's going to be a turnover on downs. And that play doesn't get it done. We've got a turnover on downs. Offense heading out now for the Chiefs. That defensive stand might have been the final effort needed to seal away the victory, Brock, but can't quite take off the pads just yet. Offense has to finish this one out.
Yeah, a few things here, Kate, to keep in mind, right? You got to slow the game down as a quarterback. Take every second off the clock. If you're handling the ball, you guard it with your life, and you make sure your defense doesn't come on the field again. They just did their job. Now you got to do yours.
Zone read. It's Pacheco. And he's going to be stopped, but not before he gets him all the way down to that 15-yard line. Tennessee calling its 2nd timeout now. And they'll have just one left to burn now.
Chiefs. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. Right back to Pacheco. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play. The Titans call their 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Now, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. It's Pacheco again. The 2nd down run good for 4. That brings up 3rd down.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
He's drawn up for him. So it's a win for the visiting Chiefs. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths. Because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.
Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Chiefs as we say goodbye from Nashville.